I come to the conclusion that the accused has made a case to be released on bail.
And that was the reaction in a South African courtroom today after a judge granted bail to the Blade Runner, Oscar Pistorius. Here he is leaving court. This is more than a week after shooting his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp, to death. And Pistorius says he mistook her for an intruder, but police say it was murder. The bail hearing took 4 days. The judge's explanation took nearly 2 hours, almost like a Supreme Court decision here. But it took no time at all for many to react in disbelief at Pistorius' release. So joining me now, international defense attorney Meg Strickler. And Meg, you know, under the South African system, shouldn't a premeditated murder charge have made it very difficult for Pistorius to get bail?
I'm actually very surprised that he got bail. I cannot believe it. Normal people who are charged with premeditated murder never get out on bond. Universally. It doesn't matter what country.
And why is that?
It's because it's first-degree murder. You premeditatedly shot someone and killed this poor woman. We all know there was a gun here. We all know who shot it, and we all know someone's dead. That, the judge even ruled, it's premeditated murder. So why on earth is he out? How did he fit those exceptional circumstances?
Well, he said he wasn't a flight risk. He has all his properties, an international superstar. Where is he going to run to?
Oh, please. He has international assets. He has foreign assets. Plus, he knows what South African prisons look like. I would run, too. I mean, would you really want to be sentenced there? Even if he gets a second degree, what I call second degree, the culpable homicide in South Africa, he'll still get prison time in theory.
So what I thought was interesting is, in an American case, if it's a bail hearing, the judge will be there. He'll say, okay, you get bail, you don't get bail. Here, this judge, this magistrate, essentially opined about each side's case and pointed out all these different flaws in the prosecution's case. So is that bad for the prosecution looking forward to the trial?
No, actually, I think what happened here is since the defense had to give that affidavit really, really, really hurts the case.
Not something you do in the American system.
Heck no, and God bless we don't have to do that. We have the right to remain silent. It's a constitutional right, and thankfully good, because now that he's committed to that story, he's got to stay in it. If he was hanging out in the restroom like that, a burglar, so a burglar's going to go run to the restroom with the door shut and locked? I mean, this story makes no sense.
There are a lot of mysteries in his theory. Now, the interesting thing is South Africa has no jury trials. Back in 1969, they were abolished. Many, for the most part, because of fears about apartheid. The idea was you couldn't find a jury. They were concerned that black folks who were on trial wouldn't be able to find a racially unbiased jury. So now that there's no jury, does it make it more or less difficult for a defendant as opposed to a case like Jodi Arias, where you've got the jury, you're bringing in emotion and drama, and that can sometimes affect the decision?
Well, the reason why we have a jury here is because it's a jury of your peers. You're absolutely right. You're not going to get a jury of your peers in South Africa because of the apartheid issue. You're not going to get the same amount of people in the jury to listen. What's good about that case down there is that they're going to have a judge listen to it. And he won't be as swayed by all the emotion and all of the gossip, so to speak, that's going on around here. He'll listen to the facts, and he'll be able to rule accordingly. And he does have, if it's going to be a high court versus the magistrate level, which I think it will be, there's going to be advisors that'll help him on the facts and some of the law, and he'll be able to see through all this, I think.
Yeah, under their system, if it's a high court, they have the main judge, and then they have two assessors who are kind of almost like you, Meg, like a legal expert, who can talk about the case and help him understand it. Very interesting. They're calling it possibly the O.J. Simpson case of South Africa. We'll have to see what happens. Hey, great to talk to you.
Thank you.
All right.
Ryan.